Well, a guy's back here working on a Ford. This is a milestone for me. This Ford, I just purchased it. Had to drive about 60 miles for it. Drove back here just fine. The reason we got this here, the reason we bought it, by the way, $800 purchase. I mean, who finds a running vehicle 5-speed for 800 bucks with four-wheel drive? Reason we got it here is because it has a 5-speed manual and it has a 351 Windsor with a roller block. So as you can see, this here's my truck, right? 89, 250, 351, non-roller block because it's an 89, four-wheel drive, but the transmission, C6, 3-speed automatic. Not great for going down the highways, but you know, it's a nice rig. It's got some single-stage paint on it. Still shines decently. This was painted a year ago. We're going to take this transmission. I don't know when yet, but this is the plan. This transmission, 5-speed, truck's got 200,000 on it. Take this, put it in that truck, and take the engine, which is 94 to 97. They made the roller blocks. Take this engine, put it in the Cougar. Originally, I think I went over that. That had a 390 in it, that Cougar. But we are not going to be doing that because I want something that I can have a roller cam with, because flat tappet camshafts are just so hit and miss these days. I don't want it going flat on me when I'm driving, because this thing I really want to turn into almost like a daily driver. So I showed this car in the other video. Not too much rust on it, so it needs a front bumper clearly. So let's take a walk around the rig here. As you can see, some professional body work going on here. You know, I think I might have done this job here. Pop the hood, we're going to take a look in there. Now, this was made in late of 93. But the roller blocks are 94 to 97 for the 351s, and maybe a little bit longer, I guess, in some other cars or vans or something. So I don't quite know, because this is a 94 model. I don't quite know if this is a roller block, because it was made in, let me do my math, October of 93. Just like that truck is an 89, but it was made in 88 in November. So I'm hoping this still has a roller block, because that's what I really need for the Cougar over there. I can probably take the starter out and see on the block, or go down there. I don't want to take the starter out quite yet, though, because the truck isn't going to sit here forever. Eventually, it's going to be pulled in the shop so I can get the transmission out. But yeah, so we started out with the gorgeous body work. Looks like it originally did have 2 tanks. I think there's some duct tape here, because, you know, the 2 tanks on the Fords never work. My truck actually does work, but I put way too much time into getting it to work. Everything's been replaced. The reservoir that flips the tanks and the pumps. As you can see, it's pretty rusty here around here. It's just, yeah, and this is oh, you can smell the dead animal in here. This is disgusting. It's got tabs on it, and this bag here, I'm surprised it didn't blow out on the our drive back home. I think what is that? The sticker, the Mississippi. I don't know. The tires are actually pretty nice on this. I don't know what tires these are, but they have a lot of tread left, and the rims are black, which I hate. But I was thinking, and let me know. You know, if you take these tires are bigger than my tires. These are bigger than the factory tires. Take these, paint the rims white, put them on my truck, because then you got the white rims with the white two-tone. I think that'd look pretty good. These are the Trail Guide. I don't know who makes these. This tire is a 20 or a 235 85 16. So this is factory tire, but the tires up front are bigger. The tires up front are like a 275, no, 265 75 R16s. So I don't know what's quite going on here. As we come take a look inside, the door panels are actually, I mean, fairly decent. The windows go up and down. Power windows. This is an XLT, but not an XLT Lariat. It's got cruise. You would not believe this, but maybe I'll show you a clip of me cruising home with it. The cruise works. And the 5-speed, I mean, 200,000 miles, but nothing grinds, nothing pops out, doesn't pop out of reverse like a lot of ZF5s do. 4-wheel drive, I haven't tested that, but the guy said the front axle, the U-joints were kind of, you know, at the end of their life for sure. The entire dash, though, driving home, I mean, granted, I live on some pretty poor county roads, but the entire thing was just shaking. But thank God for the guy. He put some aftermarket radio in. I don't know if this isn't even held in, but I could actually hook a cord up to here, and I played Spotify all the way home. So as you can see, it's got the captain chairs. That one's not in the worst condition. I guess he used to sleep in the back here. I don't know what's going on. He said it was like a toolbox, but then he could sleep in the back too. It was like a toolbox underneath a makeshift bed. I mean, this is, yeah, it's the center console's gone, of course. So it's really loud in here too. It's like the firewall is like torn out or something. Like you can really hear the engine. I mean, you can hear it more than mine, which is a 3-speed. So it's just cruising down at horn works too. I found out, I guess. As you can see, some rot around the fenders. It's not looking good here. Bumper has been spray painted, as well as the grill. The hood is in fairly good condition, actually, and this fender isn't the worst. I mean, it's rotted through on the bottom. The hood's not terrible. It has some surface rust. That's not a big deal. I don't see any big dents. The wiring is no, it's wiring. I guess zip ties, and yeah, that'll work. Pretty new battery. Well, he said it was new, but 20. I guess I should have checked. That relay must have been replaced. I think my camera's getting a little blurry here. Nice thing about this, you look at the AC, it does have AC. It's the R134A, which you can still buy. My truck's too old. It's got like the R12 or whatever. I can't do anything to get my AC in there to work. So I can actually take the AC system out of here and put it in my truck. That's pretty great. A lot of zip ties here, so it doesn't look terrible in here. I mean, there's even a sticker still on the intake. Sticker on the EGR. I mean, that hasn't been deleted. It's got the newer style 3G alternator. Mine used to be a 2G, but I upgraded that. The coolant doesn't hold coolant in here in the reservoir. Mine doesn't either. I don't know what's going on there. I just always check the radiator, which works fine for me. More random wiring, I guess. I have no clue. But it runs, it drives, no grinding. Definitely an exhaust leak. It really ticks a lot, and it leaks oil. Probably doesn't leak as much oil as that though. Gotta be honest. It's real hard to open this hood. The key is impossible to turn. I remember I had to start it with an adjustable pliers at the McDonald's that we met at. So, and I don't know what's beeping in here. Is that the Sony radio? I don't know. Yeah, the shifter feels good though. So I really got to crank on this with 2 hands to get it to turn over. Oh yeah, hear it? Oh yeah. Gee, idle's fine. I mean, there's no RPM gauge in here because it's an XLT, I guess. I don't know. It's not a Lariat, so they didn't get one. No clue. But I mean, it runs. It starts fine. You could almost make this a going to town rig, but I don't know. It's the smell is getting to me in here. I gotta get out. Oh, Jesus. One thing I wish about this truck, I really wish it was a 350. Even though there's no way they made a 350 F350 with a 351 and a 5-speed. I just couldn't see that happening. But the reason why I'd love that is because this has a Dana, what is it, 50? Yeah, independent twin traction beam, and it's just, I mean, nobody's gonna want that axle. So it's gonna be kind of hard to sell parts off this. I'll see if I can. I'll have to scrap it out eventually. But if that had a Dana 60 solid front axle, that'd be great for me to put in that truck. But This, I mean, this is a Dana 44. Dana 44 heavy duty, and it's just terrible handling. Although, you know, Ford brags about it, or they did, being like, oh, there's so much suspension travel compared to any stock truck. Well, it doesn't drive. I mean, a Chevy of this era, like a 90s, late, or yeah, late 80s, early 90s Chevy, OBS Chevy would handle way better than this. But you just can't beat the look of that. There we go. I don't know if you can see me or not, but I gotta go take this three-wheeler down to a pasture and hook up the electric fence. I'm gonna be honest here, I don't really know what I'm doing quite yet. This is just a car battery. It hooks up to a solar panel. I know you're supposed to use like a deep cycle battery, like a marine battery for like a boat. That's the best for the electric fences, and then a solar panel. But this is what I got here. Nothing's sparking, so that's good. Got that plugged in. I have somewhere, I don't know, in the shop somewhere, there's some little tool or some another plug that you can plug into there to see if it's actually charging the battery or not. I don't know where to hang this fence or plate. I don't know if we have. I don't know if I have a wire to like the hot wire, you know, a wire that goes straight to the fence. I don't know if I have one. Mosquitoes are just eating me out here, man. It's, oh, Jesus. There we go. Ground's hooked up. What looks like hot wires here actually still from last year. It's wrapped around the fence. Hook that up to the fencer, and then we'll connect it to the car battery and see what happens. Go test it. I did go around this fence completely. There's a tree that fell on it, and a deer must have ran through it there on the other end. I fixed that. And then I took a weed trimmer around the whole thing because the Spencer is kind of weak. A car battery is not really meant to do this. That's what we're doing. It's ticking. You hear that? Is the light on? The light's on and it ticks. Not the fastest, but yeah, I'm gonna go check the fence quick, see what happens. I don't think I'm gonna take you with. It gets kind of, you know, pretty bumpy up there on the front of the three-wheeler. Oh God. I gotta be honest. It is. I can't breathe it. I mean, it's disgusting back here. I don't know. It smells like dead animal and whatever. It's disgusting. Let's see. Keep the coolant. Obviously, could use that. I'm gonna start with the bottles and cans, and then I'll start shoveling into a big bucket. This is just. I can't take this smell. I put on gloves just to be safe. I don't know what's back here with the type of guy I was dealing with. You know when you let like a, well, I mean, I don't, or you probably wouldn't know, I guess, but a dead raccoon sitting outside in the sun for like 2 weeks. That's what I'm picking up here. It's not the greatest thing I've ever smelled.
Tell me, darling, who's gonna help you carry the load? I know you're leaving. You say it's best I be traveling on. Many times I acted foolish when I really was just afraid. And all of my good times.
Sure is windy out here, so sorry if the audio is bad. But man, what I got left here is mostly just garbage and trash, stuff that can be burnt. And God, the smell, I don't know, it must have came from a lot of things. But one thing for sure, I don't know if you saw it in the time elapse, is, oh, just some like turkey leg or something from Walmart. I threw it in the cow pasture. Fuck, that was nasty. Thank God I was wearing gloves. And yeah, it looks a little better. I'll have to get shoveling. I got a bunch of cans here, some scrap metals, and then a couple bottles up there, and then my plastic junk. This is ugh. And I don't know what all these pebbles are. It looks like soybeans. It looks like a mixture of soybeans and like rabbit turds or something. It's not great for the nose. Got to be honest. Well, I got busy here. I got to come pick up some hay bales. These hay bales did get rained on last night, but that's all right. I'll show you how that quick hitch works. You just load the bales up here with the loader, and you just pull the string here, and it dumps the wagon right off. So, and then maybe I'll do a time elapse. I got just a few bales to pick up here in this meadow. I'm gonna be doing this with one hand, so we'll see how it goes with the loader control, steering wheel, and the levers for shifting.
Put up and walk away. I need your love, pretty darling. I've got to have all of your love. I need it so much, and it's strange how you got me feeling this way. I need your love, pretty baby. Yes, I've got to have all of your love. I need it so much, and it's strange how you got me feeling this way. I need your love.
Just like that, it works pretty well. And then you want to go hook up, you just back up and it latches.
I've been gambling, I've been rambling all around. I know trouble's coming, 'cause sorrow's all that I found. Many days I took for granted, how I wish I could turn back time. I can't ask to move the mountain, so just give me the strength to climb. I need your love, pretty darling. Said I've got to.
Well, I don't quite know when yet, but eventually I'm going to be putting that Cougar's steering column in. And if I'm making a video just on that, I don't want this plastic waving around if it's windy at all. So I got the skid loader here. I'm guessing this plastic was here originally because some gravity wagons and stuff went backed in here, maybe with soybeans or whatnot. And there was some plastic that got nailed across here to keep rain from blowing in there. But nothing's in there right now, so this plastic is useless anyways. I'm going to climb up here on the skid loader and cut that. Real careful on the top of the cab here. Yeah, it's just nailed on here. I should have actually grabbed a hammer to just take the board out. I'll just cut it. Hop down here, and then I might just leave the plastic on that side there and just nail it to the wall or something. That one doesn't make too much noise. Go put this back, and I'm probably going to start on the steering column, but that won't be in this video, but I'll probably have something else in this video. Now I'm going to show you what I do. We have some heifers down on a different farm, and there's no electricity or water out there for them. So we fill that tote full of water, put it in the back of a truck bed, bring it out there, and just dump it into a tank. I'll show you that now. I'm going to load this water up real quick.
Have all of your love. I need it so much, and it's strange how you got
So this is what we do here for this pasture. Fill the tote up, stick a pipe on the end, load it in the truck, and just dump it into this big tank here. You can see the cows way out there in the tall grass, enjoying life. I don't know if this is going to be the end of the video or if I got more. I'd have to see when I'm editing. So, but this is the end of the cow chronicles. Sure is raining outside. I got the other truck in the shop, so I have to put this one in the wood shavings bay again. I gotta change the fuel filter out real quick. That's kind of under the driver's side door in the frame rail. And there it is, there's the filter. This was a Motorcraft one. I wanted to put another Motorcraft one back in, but I couldn't get one, so we'll have to go with Wix because the Motorcraft one couldn't be here for like a week, and I just want to change this out quick. So it's real easy. There's just those plastic clips. You take a flat blade screwdriver, and usually your new filter will come with these clips because a lot of times they break. You just pop them out, pull those lines off. It will be leaking some fuel, so you probably don't want to do this with a completely hot engine. There's a way to depressurize the system, but doing this is just fine. You don't leak that much. Now what you're going to want to do is pop these lines off after loosening that big hose clamp that just holds this in, and then just basically you're going to have to let the fuel drip on you, unless you were to be professional about it, which I am not. There's a little more pressure than I thought in the system. Maybe I should have depressurized it. There's a little red inertia switch that you can flip in the cab. You should probably do that, unless you're me. Make sure I have it on here the right way. Should be a little arrow. There we go. Yep. Perfect. Pop those lines back on. After being soaked in gasoline, spray it into your eyes, and then look for your screwdriver that you lost. That's the next step. Found it. Oh, tighten that hose clamp up, throw the clips on, and you're done changing your fuel filter, and you only spilled, I don't know, probably 1/8 of a gallon of gasoline on your shirt. Not too bad. So yeah, you might call what happened outside there not fun. I smell only heavily like gasoline now, but that's all right. I need to put this exhaust wrap. I put some of this around where my starter is on my truck just to try and keep it cool on the exhaust by the starter. But I'm going to try and wrap this around the exhaust around here, because when you're driving this for, you know, like 2 miles or even a mile, half a mile, it just gets really hot here, the exhaust. And especially if you're trying to adjust the idle, I'll show you here. The idle screw is like right on top of the exhaust. It's not the greatest. There the idle screw is, and here is the exhaust. Obviously, there's a heat shield right here, but you know, that gets hot too. So I'm going to take that heat shield off and then start wrapping exhaust around there. Sorry, wrapping the exhaust wrap around the exhaust. That's what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, this three-wheeler, it has electric start. It's an 85 250 ES Big Red. But the battery in it is shot, so I just use the Kickstarter every time, so I don't have the plastic shield over this. Although that would also help kind of with the heat, at least with somebody's legs sitting here. Now, those screws are not coming off. I don't want to strip them either. I'm going to throw some blaster on them. I'm going to go get from my truck. It's a tool called Spring Tools. It's basically an impacting screwdriver. So you pull it back, it springs forward. Made in the USA. And then it has a bunch of different bits to really just ram the bit in there, and then you can twist it. I'm going to go get that. Show you this tool here in action. As you can see, they give you a few different bits. I think this was like, I don't know how much it was, maybe 30 or 50 bucks on Amazon. I already lost the Torx 30. I think that's in the truck somewhere. So I guess this one is just a flat head. So you pull it back. There, twists. I probably didn't need to do it twice, but yeah, just twist right off. And you didn't see it, but I had I tried 2 different screwdrivers, a real big one and a smaller one. I just couldn't get it. So yeah, these twist real nice. I did put some blaster on here too to help it out. Still screws off kind of hard, but at least it got it started. There we go. There. Go ahead here and do the last one too with the spring tool. Just give it a good whack. I think 1 should be enough. Well, maybe 2. Slowly twisting. That one's really on there. There, it's coming loose. There we go. Just little springs and then yeah, a couple of whacks and then keep turning and it'll come out. That way you don't strip it. There we go. Not too bad. There's the final product. I'll have to get some metal zip ties for this, but I have the heat wrap going from there all the way to about here. And I have a couple of breaks in there because the exhaust mounts on in a weird way and you can't really get the wrap around. But overall it looks good, and that should protect my hands and my legs.